So, as I was saying, like, the bill of attainder is... The bill of attainder is a law declaring any act illegal without judicial trial. So that's basically where they're like, hey, this is illegal, and you're going to be charged with it, even though we're not going to give you a trial, which is totally against your rights, because you're supposed to have a trial. And you're supposed to. And then there is the ex post facto law, which is a law that makes any act punishable as a crime, even if the act was legal at the time it was committed. So that's just like, so even though you're allowed to do this, we're gonna be like, hey, you're gonna be punished because we feel like punishing you, because now we're gonna be like, hey, that's wrong, but it's not illegal, which they can't do. The government can't do that. So no. Then there's privileges and immunities, which is in Article 4, guaranteeing that the citizens of each state are afforded the same rights as citizens, which is the whole thing going back to, like, you, like, well, like, hey, so you're allowed to do this in this state, so we kind of have to let you do it in this other state, like the whole, you like the Florida, so you know what I'm saying. There's the interstate compacts, which is contracts between states that carry out the force of law. So that's where, like, states help each other states out, and they're like, hey, so this is kind of like regulation. We're like, we're going to do this, you're going to do that, and it's going to be like a law, but it's not really a law, but we're going to help each other out and do that kind of stuff. But they're not really supposed to do that kind of stuff. Then there's the nullification, where it's like a state can be like, hey, I am no longer a part of the U.S. I am my own individual entity. Okay, gotta get it good. Then there's a New Deal, which, again, if the multiple choice questions are about a president and FDR is a choice, he is 99.7% of the time the answer to that question, because he's FDR. And, you know, he created this whole thing called the New Deal, which is the relief, recovery, reform stuff that he did after the Great Depression, which is like, oh my god, the Great Depression, our economy's horrible, oh my, we gotta fix it, we gotta come up with all these acronyms to fix it. Then there's preemption, which allows the national government to override state and local actions in certain areas. So that's like basically the government can be like, hey, so we're supreme, and even though you have all these rights, we're gonna fix this because this is kind of not right, and we're just gonna come in and be like, bam, new stuff. Then there's these two peoples that you need to know that, going all the way back in history, is a, flashback, is the anti-feds and the feds. You know, federalists, anti-federalists. So the federalists were like, hey, big, strong government, yay! The anti-federalists were like, no, feds, we're going to go against you because we don't want a huge, yeah, you know, we understand we kind of need a strong government, but not that, no. And then, you know, there's this thing called the Federalist Papers, and that was basically like, hey, for the rest of the states that didn't want to ratify the Constitution, like, hey, these are going to convince you to ratify the Constitution, and they're going to have the Bill of Rights and all that good stuff's in there. And then there's two things going back to nowadays terms, categorical and block branch. So categorical branch are like everything, it's like strings attached. It's like your friends with benefits with strings attached. So it's like, hey, so we're going to give you this money, and we're going to give it you for education, you know, but you have to spend it on these new gov books and these books and these books and this kind of pen and this kind of pencil and this kind of erasers and all. They give you like exactly what you need. It's like a rubric in your textbook, exactly what they want you to do. And then there's block grants, which is like, hey, we're gonna give you all this money for art, and you can spend it on whatever you want as long as it's for art, like bedazzling the Emerald. And so there's all your basic stuff that you kind of need to know about our government that you should know. That's chapters 1 through 3, guys. So, done. Hope you watched the next video. Bye-bye.